are looking at the Hornby Brighton Belle 1967 with additional carriages, and we're going to be comparing it to the Hornby Triang Brighton Belle. Now we're going to shunt the train onto the inner track so we can put the Hornby 1967 Belle on the outer track. Well, Sam's trains style unboxing. This comes out like this. Traditional Hornby packaging. And there they are. Nicely packaged in the boxes. So we're going to get them out. This is a dummy car. You can see it's quite a lot of detail. It has windows, and it says Brighton Belle on the roof. And this, of course, is a power car. So let's get them out on the track. This on the track. The easiest way is to use one of these Hornby ramps. This train comes fitted with Hornby close couplings as standard. They fit quite easily. To wheel the Hornby Brighton Belle into position, compare it to the Triang Belle. Comparing the two trains side by side, the first thing that is immediately apparent is that the modern scale length carriages are considerably longer than the Triang carriages. If we just scale go along here like this. And you can see that the Hornby Belle is longer than the Triang Belle. So the Hornby Belle is a more realistic length. Comparing the two trains side by side, it's interesting to note that the two trains do not depict the same unit. This is unit 3051 and this is unit 3053. The head code on this Triang Belle is a 5, and on the Hornby Belle it's a 4. The head code 4 was the number most commonly displayed. Number 5 was sometimes put on when it went by a different route. I mean, considering how old this Triang Belle is, it has quite a lot of detail. There's a crest on the front here, and the surrounds of the windows are picked out, and the buffers are represented quite well, and in comparing them to the Hornby Belle, you know, considering how old it is, it's actually not that bad. There are no horns on the roof. This Hornby Belle has horns on the roof, and also there's a lot more detail on the roof. Looking at the Triang Belle, we see here it says car number 88, and inside the interior detail we see we've got the table lamps which have a red lampshade, and we also note that the seating is blue. Directly at the side of the Triang Belle, you notice that the word Pullman is quite clearly depicted, and as is the legend, which is car 86. We have car 86, then we have Doris, and then we have Hazel, and at the end we have car 89. But you'll notice there is this kind of crystal windows effect on the toilet. This Brighton Belle has been fitted with a corridor connection, which makes it look more realistic. Looking at the interior detail on the Hornby Belle, you'll note that the seating is brown and the tables are white, and the table lamps do not have shades. Well, they have sort of a shade, which is in fact the LED, the top of the LED, which lights the table. You'll notice they have white curtains, and they're the same curtains that are in all the Hornby Pullman cars. Another thing to note, the word Pullman is not all that clearly defined. Neither is where it says car 85, it's not very clearly defined. Let's look at performance. Let's look at the Triang Belle for noise. This is not actually that noisy. Let's go back. And the motor sound isn't that unpleasant. Let's go for the Hornby Belle. Let's go back. So not much of a distinction in the noises. And let's go for speed, shall we? Let's send this off. We'll do a good speed. There you can see the Triang Belle is much faster than the Hornby Belle. Trains say they enjoyed that. Here we are comparing the Hornby Belle with the Triang Belle and the Wren Belle. I think this Hornby Belle must be the most dimensionally accurate because of the modern techniques that have been used in its production. And it does seem to me that this Wren Belle is a bit narrower than the Triang Belle. But nevertheless, I mean, the Triang Belle is quite accurate and representative of the real train, in my opinion. Down on the trains, you can see at once that the Triang Belle has the shortest carriages. Given that this is a scale length carriage, you can see that the Triang Belle is a shorter length, and it's indeed shorter than the Wren Belle. As I pan across here, you'll note that of the three trains, the Triang Belle is the shortest, with the Wren Belle being the next shortest. But in the case of the Wren Belle, the discrepancy is not as noticeable. And the Triang Belle is faster than the Wren Belle. It's caught up. Comparing the Wren Belle to the Triang Belle, you'll note that on the Wren Belle the depiction of the shoe gear is not very detailed, whereas on the Triang Belle quite an effort has been made to depict the shoe gear. Triang Belle compared to the Wren Belle, you'll note that an effort has been made to depict the windows here, whereas on the Wren Belle, the window is only just a white line. And also in the interior detail, the lamps do not have coloured shades, and the seats are all brown. And if you look at the Triang Belle, the lamp shades depicted in red, and the seats are blue. It's interesting to note that in the case of the Triang Belle, the seating is in blue, but the ends of the seat are in brown, as they would be on the real train. Whereas with both the Wren Belle and the Hornby Belle, the seats are just all brown, with no effort made to depict the upholstery in a different colour. If you like collecting Pullman trains and the choices between the Wren Belle or the Triang Belle, you need to know that the Triang Belle runs much more smoothly and quietly than the Wren Belle. Although it is not a scale length, it is a much better train. And looking at it here in the station, I mean, if you're prepared to forgive the fact that the cars are not scale length, it is a very good representation of the Brighton Belle, and it will look good on your layout. Obviously, if you wish to depict Brighton, obviously the fact that it is a short length will allow you to fit the train into the station quite easily. You can see here that the train does go into the station quite well. Whereas if we compare it to the Hornby Belle, because it's the carriages of scale length, it won't fit into the station on a normal sized baseboard. Here I have got the train in the station, and this is the shoe gear, and here is the conductor rail. If you want your layout to be more realistic, you can fit a conductor rail. The parts you need are available from Pico. You need individual lay. This is this thing. You need these insulators. They come in this packet, which says, what does it say? Fine scale track components, IL120 conductor rail chairs. Yeah, there we are. And the rail you need is IL1, which is like this. This is a narrower, smaller rail than the running rail.